President Biden in Southern California, what he's doing while he's here. A big birthday for a SoCal grandmother, her secret for long life after she turned 100. Hello, everyone. You're watching The Rundown. I'm Robin Winston. President Biden making a visit to the Golden State. The president stopping in San Diego Monday for an important meeting with the prime ministers of the UK and Australia to talk about their country's partnership with the U.S. He's in Monterey Park Tuesday to talk about his efforts to reduce gun violence. The LA Unified School District students and parents could see an interruption to their school schedule in the coming weeks. That's because the unions representing teachers as well as non-teaching workers are threatening to walk away from their jobs. Some 30,000 bus drivers, cafeteria workers, and custodians are demanding a 30% wage increase across the board, and they are back at the negotiating table with LAUSD this week. But if the conversation does not move forward, they are likely to strike for 3 days, possibly within the next 2 weeks. And that rally would be joined by teachers, counselors, and librarians. LA Unified has acknowledged that there's a possibility of a strike, but it says it hopes to reach an agreement with the unions. The 10-day close contact mask mandate has come to an end in LA County. A close contact is considered to be someone who was within 6 feet of a COVID case for 15 minutes or more. Last week, public health officials made the announcement saying that it will no longer be mandatory to wear a mask after exposure.
Public health strongly recommends, but no longer requires, that the exposed person wears a well-fitting mask around others for a total of 10 days in indoor settings or when near those who are at high risk for severe illness.
As for wearing masks, public health will continue to require masks for healthcare workers during patient care or working in patient care areas. You will also have to wear a mask if it's required by the business, school, or workplace where you are. Will rain boots and umbrellas be required for the days ahead? Meteorologist Belen de Leon is tracking yet another storm heading our way.
Oh, I'm tracking another storm. The biggest impacts will be felt on Tuesday, but lingering rain expected through Wednesday with the chance for some travel delays, some mud and debris flows. We could also have some overflowing creeks and streams and power outages because of downed trees and power lines. So Monday is going to be dry despite the cloudy skies you may see. Tuesday morning starts off with some rain in Ventura County, and then we start to see the rain spread into LA County around lunchtime. But it's during the afternoon and evening when we're going to have the heaviest rain that could impact your afternoon, evening plans. Then here we are looking at the rain still on Wednesday morning, but it's starting to move out in the Inland Empire and Orange County. Then the rest of the day on Wednesday, we'll have this gloomy weather with chilly temperatures and gusty winds for the deserts and mountains. Stay tuned and get the umbrella ready.
The federal government is rushing to dispel any fears that there may be another banking crisis on the horizon. After 2 large banks failed over the weekend, President Biden is trying to assure Americans that the U.S. banking system is secure and resilient. Silicon Valley Bank collapsed Friday after its tech and startup customers pulled more than $40 billion from the financial institution, leaving it with $1 billion in negative cash balance. The bank and federal regulators scrambled but could not raise enough capital to make up the difference. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says there will not be a bailout for a Silicon Valley Bank, but she says depositors now have access to all of their money. President Biden says he is, quote, firmly committed to holding those responsible for this mess fully accountable. He also adds that he will continue efforts to strengthen oversight and regulation of larger banks so that we are not in this position again. And just days after Silicon Valley Bank's collapse, another financial institution is now out of business. Signature Bank, which has an office in Beverly Hills, was one of the main banks for the cryptocurrency industry, but regulators say they had to shut it down to prevent the spreading bank crisis. Federal officials say just like Silicon Valley Bank customers, depositors at Signature Bank will have full access to their funds. In honor of Women's History Month, organizers held the 6th annual International Women's Day Rally in East LA.
Y la culpa no era mía, ni dónde estaba, ni cómo vestía.
The theme this year was Ni Una Más, which translates to not one more. People gathered to celebrate women, but also to defend women's rights.
It's a rally and a protest because of what's going on in our country. So there's been an attack on women's rights and women's reproductive freedom. So especially in other states, but right here we're holding a protest to demand more, like from the government, more protections for women and an end to gender oppression.
The event featured a variety of speakers and performers in support of women's rights. School meals could soon look and taste different all across the country. The USDA wants to update nutrition standards and give students healthier options. The proposal has a big focus on cutting down on sugar and salt. Examples of that would be offering yogurt and cereal with lower sugar content and increasing whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. The changes are backed by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, which believes children should have equitable access to healthy foods.
About 25 million people in this country can't consistently have the food that they need to live and thrive. So in those communities, we know that these school meal standards are probably going to have an even bigger impact.
School meals were last updated about a decade ago, and the USDA wants to roll out healthier meals starting in fall of 2024. Parents can weigh in on the proposed changes. Just head to the USDA's website before April 10th. All right, are you ready for the madness? UCLA is headed to the NCAA tournament as a #2 seed in the West region. The Bruins play Thursday in Sacramento. Here's a look at when the Bruins found out their seeding for the big dance. They will be playing 15th seed UNC Asheville in their opening game. Now, if they win that one, then a matchup against either Northwestern or Boise State awaits. UCLA won the regular season Pac-12 championship and are led by 3 seniors who are ready for one final run in the tournament. As for USC, the Trojans are the 10th seed in the East region and will open up play on Friday in Columbus, Ohio against 7th seed Michigan State.
Please help us. Just don't
This is a line here, girl. You got a problem here, guy?
The new Scream movie is dominating at the box office. Scream 6 earned more than $43 million during its opening weekend, which would be the best for the series. Creed 3, starring Michael B. Jordan, came in second, with Adam Driver's sci-fi film 65 coming in third. A Southern California resident recently celebrated a milestone birthday, turning 100 years old. Well, take a look. That beautiful lady is Avis Graham. Just look at her having a blast. She's eating some cake, dancing, and celebrating her birthday. Go, Grandma, it's your birthday. Well, you can't tell Avis has gone through so much, including having to leave Jamaica, raise her 5 children and 12 grandchildren in America. But her family says she has always remained strong, resilient, kind, and generous. So what is her secret to a healthy, happy, long life? Here's what she tells us.
Oh, walk, move, movement. Oh, movement. Keep exercising. When I was 60, I was exercising on that bike. I was walking.
Oh, I love it. It's all about movement. So now, in addition to walking and dancing, Ava says she makes sure to take her vitamins. I love it. She's a wise woman and still going strong. Happy birthday to you. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4, weekdays 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with the traffic reports throughout the morning. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.